Okay. Let's have a look if this is working. Let's have a see. I think we're live. I think we are live. Let us know in the chats, mother fluffers, if we are live. And how's everybody doing? Hope you're less tired than me out there, guys. I really do. What an evening. What a day. Non-stopper. Voiceovers. Premieres. You name it. We done it. It's been on today. And yeah, hell of a premiere. We've just put out the most recent, I've just had a note there from from John Thompson, star of tonight's show. How's everybody doing tonight in the chat? Hey, John, let me know if you want to come in, mate. If you're watching the show, just let me know. I'll send you over the link if you want to jump on here. You never know, any of the other guys who come in the chat tonight, we'll try and get them in here for you. Won't be on here for long tonight, guys. I'm absolutely wrecked. Yeah, what guns are they? Orion's exposed cable. It's been a while, son. My idea of training at the moment is walking to the fridge and back, dude. I'm not doing a great deal, as you can probably see. But it's great to have everybody in. And thanks for your super chat. Ryan's exposed cable, really appreciate it, mate. How's everybody doing? Street level arm wrestling in the chat. NWK1 Foxball, Ash Alaman, Red Dragon. Who else have we got in there? Scroll down a bit. Pelly Chamberlain, Devon's Forearm, Guy Allen, Sirkan. How you all doing, guys? Hope everybody's good. Did you watch the film? Did you guys all watch the film? I hope you did. Hope you enjoyed it. A little bit of a change of pace, a little bit of a change of environment. Totally different thing to last time. And I'm looking forward to people actually checking that film out over time. You know, if a couple of people do get on there and check out the film, I think we'll have a lot of people with a very different opinion of a few things. And I wanted to tune in here tonight, just check out with you guys and get a little bit of chat going. I won't be on long, as I say, but I just wanted to touch base with you and see what everybody thought. Wanted to give you a little bit of insight on Arm Wars. White Wolf's in the chat. Let's have a look. Hand of Devon's in the chat. It looks like quite a few of you guys actually did catch the film tonight and you seem to enjoy it, which is cool as hell. Marcus Thompson in the chat. Marcus on holiday, probably still. Hope you're well, brother. And you're enjoying the sunshine over there. Yeah, the theme of tonight, guys, was to really come on here and talk about entertaining arm wrestling matches. That's what I was really looking to do, to try and just get a feel for the type of arm wrestlers that you enjoy seeing. Because tonight, and the reason I wanted to do that was we've talked a lot on the channel, and I've talked a lot over the years, that the best arm wrestling matches aren't necessarily between the best arm wrestlers at any given time. They may be, but not always. I've seen that happen both ways. I've seen amazing arm wrestling matches from amazing arm wrestlers. I've seen amazing arm wrestling matches from lesser known arm wrestlers. And tonight, I think we've got an example of the latter. I think we've got an example of two lads who are lesser known arm wrestlers, very good arm wrestlers, but lesser known arm wrestlers who really, really impressed. I'm not going to sort of, kill too many things for those people who haven't seen the film yet. I'd like you to go over there, check it out, guys. I think you've got a treat if you do. For those people in the chat that did watch it, I'm sure you'll agree there was some special stuff in there tonight. NWUK1 with a super chat. Are those two legends joining? You know what? I don't think so, mate. This was kind of a last minute thing. I didn't really plan to come on here live. Funny enough, Engin Terzi had sent me a message when I was still at work, when I was voicing and stuff, saying, did I want to do a live tonight? And I was absolutely on my ass. I was knackered. Didn't plan on doing anything. Got back late, not been back long at all, just before the premiere, actually. And I figured, you know what? After we've shown that show, I'm going to just jump on and speak to people, see what people thought. Michael Todd, version 24.0. I have two things to say. One, I'm the strongest I've ever been. Two, Toddzilla is taking resumes for someone to put under the desk on Engin's Live. On Engin's Live? Is Engin live? Engin can't be live. It's got to be, what is it? Midnight? 1 o'clock? 1 a.m. over there? Anybody who knows, let me know. I didn't know Engin was live. If he's live now, what the it must be literally crazy o'clock. James Statham is in the chat. James, same mate. If you want to jump in, send me a message, buddy. Just let me know. I'll fling you over. Anybody who wants James to come in, let me know. We can get James in, I'm sure, unless he's otherwise engaged. You never do know. So what I wanted to do, guys, was get your impressions of what you thought tonight. Did you enjoy that match? Are you enjoying the Arm Wars shows with a mix of athletes? So with good, world-class athletes, guys that are better known names, and with the lesser known names. How are you guys finding it out there? Because ultimately what we're trying to do here is put on shows that the people who are watching these things enjoy. The idea of the Arm Wars Super Series and what we're doing there is to show the essence of arm wrestling, is to show the matches, is to show the characters, the personas. Everybody knows them. The guys out there, a lot of guys will go to arm wrestling events, and there's many, many, many guys that show up at arm wrestling events, many guys. And they all blur into one. Then there's that one guy. And then there's Artem Tainov. Then there's Gennady Quickvinia. Then there's Andrew Cobra Rhodes, Travis Bagent, Devon Larratt, Jeff Hale. The list goes on and on and on. And for whatever reason, there's just something about that guy. Something unique. Maynard Nentjes is another one. Frodo Hoagland is another one. All for very, very different reasons. And the funny thing is, with the new crop of fans that are coming into the game, it's up to you who you identify with, who resonates with you. Is it the quiet guy, the John Brasink character? Is it the loud guy? Who do you guys like? Who do you enjoy watching? I'm sure opinions vary, and I'll try and keep an eye on the chat and see who you're into. Let me tell you now, Iron House 2, stupid crop of guys coming on. I'm just going to send a link over to a couple of people who message me just in case. But stupid crop of guys coming over to that. And I'm really looking forward, to be honest, to welcoming some new people into that as well. People you won't know. Nobody will know. But we think they could be something special. The Savage search that we did with Uncle John was great. I think we're going to get some good stuff from that. I really do. I think there's some impressive characters in there. And I'm going to announce that soon. I'm going to wait for John to make an appearance back into the world. First of all, NWUK1 massive super chat. Brother, thank you very much. But a few things. I'm ashamed to say I wasn't aware of Kieran. I'm now a fan. 2, great to see Uncle John get some shine after what he's been through the past couple of weeks. 3, thanks for putting on a great show. How many more are there to come from this series? You know what? I think we've probably got about 6 or 7, something like that, before we go into the next ones. But there's some really, really strong matches still to come. What we're trying to do is keep that blend of arm wrestlers. Jody Chocolate Thunder Williams in the chat. You know what, Jody? I love Jody Chocolate Thunder Williams. Jody Williams is a great dude. Mate, that guy's everywhere. Jody is everywhere and anywhere. Lads, thinking about arm wrestling, talking about arm wrestling. I love him. I think he's absolute quality. Jody, you're the man, mate. Don't let anybody tell you any different. In fact, I'm going to call you. Jody, I'm going to call you shortly. We're going to have a chat. I like that lad. He's frigging everywhere. Absolutely loves it. Yeah. Keep September free, Jody. Keep September free. Who else we got in there? Not my monkeys, not my circus. Yeah, mate. So many. It's great to see Coolburn, Atlantis, IRL. So many names you recognize. Fantastic to see you all in there. So let us know, guys, in the chat. You put your comments in there. What kind of characters do you guys like? Are you liking the quiet characters? Are you liking that style of athlete? Or are you liking the noisy guys? Are you liking the guys with a lot of bite? Let us know. Tell us what you think, because we're putting together the cards. This next card, the tickets are about to come out. So for everybody in the UK, it's looking like we are going to have to change the date of the live element to Sunday, the 4th of September. That's what we're probably going to do in that respect. Change that date to Sunday, the 4th. But you can come, you can check it out, guys. Going to be a great live show. We got space, limited tickets. We got a space for about 150 to 200 arm wrestlers. It's going to go out to the channel members first, and then on open sale. A lot of matches, not Engin level. We're not going to do what we used to do. Back in the day at Arm Wars, we do 30 matches a day. We're not going to do that here. We're going to make it a really good afternoon for people. So we're going to run from probably around the 2 o'clock mark through to about 7 o'clock. And we're going to have meet and greets and possibly some very big name strength athletes in the building as well. Lauren Charlet is on that card. You can imagine that some of the strongmen may show up to support their boys as well. I'm not going to mention any names on that, but I'm sure you can do the maths on the guys that I'm familiar with. Rob Frampton, so excited to get Bobby Frampton on the card. Love Rob Frampton. So that should be absolutely fantastic. Watching him do his thing there as well. We've also got a mix of incredible arm wrestlers going to be on that live card that day. It's going to be ridiculous. Guys like Maynard Nenches, Frodo Hoagland, Popescu, Raymond Lifepinch, Tom Holland, Ryan Bowen, Bogdan Stoica. Who else have we got on there? Obviously the chef, Sandra Sheris. We got Matavarangi, Heta Morris on there. We got, let me think, Mindaugas Dulskas on there. Huge array of top class pullers that are going to be doing the thing that day. So anybody that is interested in a ticket, how that's going to work is if you're based in the UK, it's going to be in the northwest of England near Garstang, which is just outside Preston. And the event is going to be starting around 2 p.m. in the afternoon, probably run till about 8 p.m. at night. Remember, you will be able to watch the thing effectively a couple of hours after it finishes. So as live as it gets if you're based over in the US, because the way that that's going to work, guys, is that we're going to film it. We're going to make it much better quality than you used to. Make sure that there is no internet curry, because I know that some of you guys get upset, and rightly so, when the thing doesn't work for you. So we're going to eliminate those issues for you. We're going to mix it up. It's going to be a raw version of what we do with Arm Wars, not the quality that you've just seen in the films, but good quality, strong quality. We're going to mix it together for you, and we're going to put it out a couple of hours after it's gone live. So you guys will see it when the US is sort of up. You'll start to get to see the matches feeding through then. So that's how it's going to roll, guys. If you want to see the matches, if you want to see those matches in that format, you are going to have to be a channel member. It's going to be put out to channel members. We're not actually going to release it widely. We're not going to do the old King of the Table thing where we release the thing, a couple of weeks later. It's just not going to happen. We're going to reward our channel members on that one. You can join the channel for just a month if you wanted to, at sort of £4, I think it is, $4.50, something like that. But that's how you're going to see those matches if you want to check it out. So you can hit the join button on the Arm Wars channel Sunday, 4th of September, and you'll get those matches, plus a lot more. And as I say, a lot of surprises coming, some of the big names that we haven't announced yet who are going to be involved in that event as well. Ryan Dragon with a super chat. Thanks, brother. He's put, Neil, I had goosebumps, was nervous, and my eyes started watering. Great match. Was happy to see John be in a war and can't wait to see what's coming. You know what? John Thompson has been on an emotional roller coaster in more ways than one, and it's very difficult to keep a lid on it when you know what happened, when you were in the room. And that goes for a lot of us arm wrestlers, to be perfectly honest, mate. We knew what really happened on the day. We knew the extent of that. It's a very different situation when you're in the room. You're not seeing something that's been put together in a film. You were aware of what happened, and seeing the stick that the guy took, that we all took, to be honest, which a lot of it I thought was just completely blown out of all proportions. It was mountains out of molehills. The sport hasn't got many clowns in it, to be perfectly honest. There just aren't many bad dudes in the sport. Most guys that you meet are pretty respectful, pretty straight guys. There is an alpha male quality around arm wrestlers, as you'd expect, but the camaraderie within the sport is second to none. You saw other examples of that tonight. So it was great to see John forget just to get the public off his back. It was great to see John have a good night. It was great to see John get the reward that he wanted. The guy put so much pressure on himself to perform when he came over to Arm Wars. He was really, really trying hard too hard, truth be known. John was trying too hard, pushing too hard. He was getting massive adrenaline dumps. He was getting just burned out. His energy was dropping off a cliff. Guy was shaking and sweating, and it just wasn't working out. But what tonight's match did illustrate is that arm wrestling's not just about the winning and the losing. Of course, everybody wants to win, and it feels amazing when you do win. But I've lost matches that I've enjoyed more than matches I've won, just by knowing that every single ounce was there and knowing I'd been involved in an absolute screamer. That's what we were trying to encapsulate tonight. Hopefully, we did a good job. I want to say thanks to James Statham for the amazing work that guy does, particularly in the circumstances that have befallen James and his family of late. Remarkable individual, James. We're lucky to have him in the sport. I am extremely lucky to have met the bloke. I think he's a great lad. I get on with James like an house on fire. Genuinely is a cracking guy, and what a talent. He brought so much to the sport, and we're looking to deliver for you guys big time going forward. Let's knock over a couple more of these super chat. Hey, Marcus Thompson's come back in. Marcus, thanks, mate. Massive super chat as always. Such a generous guy and supports the channel so much. Can't say thank you enough, Marcus, for that, mate. He's back from holiday, but away again for a couple of days. That was an incredible watch, Neil and James. It just had everything the sport needs. Refreshing the norm. We need more. Mate, we want to give you more. What you saw tonight was what I want to do with the sport, what James wants to do with the sport, in terms of, we don't want it to be elitist so that guys don't get the shot. I want to bring new arm wrestlers to you so that people are familiar with the crop of up-and-coming talent across the weight categories. There are a lot of other people ticking a lot of other boxes. So, you know, the likes of, I mean, what Engin's doing with the East versus West, fabulous stuff. You know, I speak to Engin weekly. He's doing an amazing job with East versus West. Him and Core Sports. Core Sports are supporting him in that venture, and they're doing a fantastic job utilising Engin's expertise and putting on some great shows. King of the Table doing their own thing. The Monster Factory with Michael Todd. We got such a glut of amazing stuff coming up, and I'm sure as now the pandemic's passed, we'll see more and more come. We're looking to do some big name stuff with Arm Wars as well going forward, but it's more than that for us. We want to give these people who are the lifeblood of the sport a shot in Arm Wars from all over the place. The Savage Search, guys, I've been through those videos in a lot of detail. So many good guys. Thank you to everybody who put the name forward for that. Really fantastic to see you all doing so, and some real talent we spotted. So a couple of you guys are getting a shot. Maybe more than you think. So we'll come back to you on that very soon. But as I say, I don't want to steal John's thunder. The guy put a lot of work into that, and he deserves to be able to get that on his channel and push it forward. Let's have a look. We've got another couple of super chats, I think. White Wolf, thanks, brother. He's put two things, Neil. One, arm wrestling needs charisma, but charisma does not equal loud. We also need the stone cold killers like Brezink. 3, we want more. And 4, yeah, the comedy angle. Yeah, mate, I couldn't agree more. I think there are people that do loud well. I think there are people that do loud less well. However you are comfortable, whatever you're comfortable with, stick with that. You know, Travis wouldn't have been Travis if he'd been quiet. Jeff Hale wouldn't have been Jeff Hale if he'd been quiet. Let me tell you something, right? This is a fact. This is a stat. And this is a real stat. This was verified. So people always say, oh, the biggest arm wrestling match in the world. Well, what is that? Is that 2 arm wrestlers? Is it credibility? Is it importance? Is it number of people viewing? What is it? Back in the day, when we were doing the Arm Wars Super Series, we did it for sort of, I think it was coming up to 14 years on Eurosport, Sky Sports, and various other platforms. It was going all over the world. We got it into, I think it was 85 countries at its peak, and in I think it was 57 or even 64 at its peak languages, which is pretty remarkable. Now, we used to get the stats through from Eurosport, from Sky, from the other people. They'd send us through the viewing stats. You may love Jeff Hale, you may not love Jeff Hale, but here's a couple of things for you. Jeff Hale wasn't a heavyweight. He was a pretty small individual. Lightweights, to get the same following as a heavyweight, is a lot more difficult. Whenever Jeff Hale was on a show, that would spike the viewing figures. It just would spike them. You'd see it every week, week in, week out. The figures would be at a level, and then Jeff would come on, it would pop up. He really, really moved that dial. There's no doubt about it. Some would have loved him, some would have hated him, but he moved the dial in a big way. The biggest audience we ever had for a Jeff Hale match was with, I think it was Freddie Gunnarsson, at the Trafford Centre at Acid Rain. And that week, to watch Jeff Hale across the globe where we were putting this thing, 9.2 million people. Let me tell you that again. 9.2 million people tuned in to watch that show. That's incredible. Now, I'm not saying that all of those guys were converted fans, but what I'm saying is we got the stats, and it used to show you how the show was performing, and it would show you the growth in the quarter. So basically 15 minutes in, where the level was, the next 15 minutes had the curve of viewers grown. The next 15 minutes had it grown. In that hour-long show, 9.2 million people, and it grew in every quarter. Rock strong. So that was the power of Jeff Hale. He was a character, very unique character, also a magnificent arm wrestler. And in terms of the guys that have been in the Super Series, there's never been one better. He was incredible. Right there with the mighty Frodo Hogeland. EVW Satellite Van Operator, which is a fucking amazing name. Thanks, Neil and James. Thank you, mate, for your super chat. Really appreciate that. And for all you guys that super chat so regularly, it really does help the channel. I want to say a massive, massive thanks. Hey, wait a minute. I think we might have a couple of peeps in this biatch. Let's have a see. We do. Squire Statham's iPhone. Mr. Jonathan Thompson jumping in.
Oh, what's up?
John, how are you doing, brother?
Oh, my arm hurts.
Hey, I'll bet it does. Just watching that, James. How's it going, lad?
How are you now? You're all right. How good with that?
Mate, we've just been, I don't really caught much of the show. We've just been talking about it there. I've been boring the piss out of people with various stats and stuff from Eurosport, but I was making the point that the characters in the sport do sell it. You know, you only have to look at even things like UFC when there was no female fighting. Along comes Ronda Rousey. The public latch onto the character, the persona, the marketing potential, and you've got a different dynamic, and it's launched the sport for so many, you know, arguably superior female athletes, you know?
Yeah.
You take
I think you were using the example of Jeff before.
Yes, Jeff.
And Jeff,
amazing.
very, very much like, you know, John, very special guy. Very special guy. One of my top favorite arm wrestlers.
Polarizing bloke. Polarizing bloke. He really, really was. But no doubt about it, mate. Jeff Hale moved the dial. He really did. Yeah. Jeff was remarkable in that respect. So White Wolf's just come in with a super chat. Amazingly, he didn't know you were coming on, John, but he's put, tell Uncle John to get his rear end back on YouTube. There he is right now. You told him yourself, yeah. White Wolf.
Is John here as well? I can't see you, mate.
He's right there, dude.
There you are.
Gallery view on.
Hi, mate. You're all right.
I'm doing well.
I need to do a swipe. There we go. Got everyone now.
So here we go with the best super chat name I've ever come across, or certainly top two. Neil's Cockvein. And
do you still have cock veins at your age?
I do, mate, actually. What am I going to do? So Neil's Cockvein with a super chat. Thank you very much, Neil's Cockvein. And he's put, love the channel. Adam Washington versus Stoika. Robbie Russell versus F. Bowen, or vice versa. What do you think? Love Adam, love Robbie. Love them both, mate. Great. I mean, the last time I saw Adam out, he looked unbelievably powerful on the inside.
Shocking.
Yeah, really, really strong in the hook. Robbie Russell's another guy who on his day, bad dude. So, yeah, so many guys are like that, like the two you just mentioned. And these are the people that we do want to give a shot. We have guys in the UK that I want to give an outing, you know. Always, I wanted to sort of give John a bit of a shout out, because for all the people who sort of claimed that John was, you know, not deserving, was cocky, was someone that didn't respect what he had, shouldn't have been in there. Let me tell you something. When John first came over to the Arm Wars, he was incredibly humble. Wasn't a guy that went out there pretending to be the best arm wrestler in the world. Came over and told us that he was really, really honored to be in the event and was going to try his absolute best to pay back on the investment and to put on a show and go balls out. And that's it. it's no more complicated than that, guys. That's simply what happened. The lad got his shot, came over, and has really, really tried hard, incredibly hard, blown himself to bits, trying hard. Behind the scenes, things that people don't know, John hurt himself in a couple of matches in Armwrestling's, pulled himself to bits, basically, tried too hard and blew himself to bits. Suffered injuries, was trying to, in between matches, get himself back to full fitness for the time the next Arm Wars came. As it happened, I think it was the very first match with Maynard, blew himself to bits again and struggled. So he limped through the event, but you could see that the emotion that the guy had as a result of that. And John's not talked about it. He's not gone out there and beefed about it, complained about it. He just got on with the job and took a great deal of crap over the last few weeks. But I wanted to just say to John, while you're on the show, mate, thank you. It has not gone unnoticed. I really appreciate you coming over to Arm Wars. It's been an absolute honour and a pleasure to have you involved in the promotion, mate.
Thank you.
As far as I'm concerned, you've been just a fantastic bloke to have around the events. When you were in the Iron House, you were everybody's favourite dude in there. Yourself and Jordan were just amazing. There's so many great guys in there, and the camaraderie was ridiculous. But I got so many messages from so many of the lads that were in the house saying, "How the is John getting this? He's like the nicest bloke in the world." And you know, I got so many messages like that. So that's nothing to do with me. That's you did that.
Hey,
you know,
what?
We got Kieran doing what he did. Kieran reached out. I never spoke to Kieran. Kieran sent me a message saying, "Look, mate, I've got to get involved here. I want to help John out because this is bullshit. John's a great dude and he's taking all this stick." So, yeah, I want to say sorry that you took that much abuse, mate. That was never our intention when we put the film together. It really was.
Of course. Of course.
And I'm pleased that you got to, or everybody got to see what you wanted to do. And
yeah. Well, hopefully.
Ridiculous.
It's just, I was like, oh man, I'm the most hated man. Now I'm crying. Now emotions are running hot. I think I've touched almost all of the pure emotive points that I could, because you got crazy guy at reality check. You got, mega violent guy in the right hand. You got more reserved, emotional guy on the left arm. So who knows, what's going to come up next. But hopefully people enjoyed that match, that performance. And let me tell you this, that emotion is 100% real. When Neil came to me after the match and told me that was one of the best matches, that's it. Like, I'm just telling you, you can believe me or not about what's important to me and what's not. That's what's important to me. I will go to Arm Wars for 100 years and I will lose every single match if I can have a match like that every single time.
Mate, that was so evident on the day.
It was real enough that it brought me to tears when we were in the room.
Yeah.
That's how real it was. So if it's an act, mate, well, I believed it. Hook, line, and sinkered. And,
everybody that was in the room sort of got it. Everybody that was in the Iron House got it. And I genuinely think that's why so many of them reached out and were genuinely motivated to do so, mate, honestly. And a lot of, because they knew what was coming. They knew what went on in that match. I mean, I know the things that were really burning you when people were saying, like, this guy isn't an arm wrestler, which is categorically bullshit. You are without quite you what you did there, what yourself and Kieran did that's what it's all about. That's what people want to know what Arm Wars is about. That's it right there.
Yeah.
And we've been sitting on that for the last, well, all this mayhem's been going on. There's like 20 people in the world who knew what was coming. And just craziness. And I'd like to think, like you said, all the different sides of you that you've portrayed, all the different sides of your personality blown up that you've portrayed through Arm Wars, through Reality Check and Iron House. And I'd like to think people are getting a really good rounded view of who you are as a guy. The tamed down version, the John Thompson version, who is, and then when you go on that stage, it's just exciting because nobody knows what we're going to get.
That was him. That was him, wasn't it? That was the real guy there. Tonight was the guy.
Yeah. Well, we know what conversations happened in between the last match and that match.
Yeah.
that 16 hours or whatever it was an emotional 16 hours. It was a lot happened.
That's what's been the hardest, James, to sit on that, because we knew that was coming, because we saw what John was like in the house, his reaction after that, with no internet backlash, no bullshit, nothing, just what John was going through and what he was sort of articulating to the lads in the house. John, what it seemed to me, mate, like you, I can't put this across enough. It seemed like you felt like you weren't deserving of being in there to some extent, like you were, a little bit around people.
It was terrible, man. Like I got, because I don't just, okay, so here's the thing for people who want to do something in this sport. Okay, it's not like you just wait until you get to the event and then you start the train, right? I had been interviewing Maynard. I was doing content about Maynard. All this stuff, and I'm just like, getting all hyped up and getting the train ready to go. And then, when you come up against Maynard, and Maynard was a different guy than I anticipated. Maynard was a different
guy than anybody anticipated.
Freaking Hank.
It was not what I was expecting. That was the first time I met him. When he walked in, I was like, gee, he looks like he's made out of steel. He looks like Superman.
He was in magnificent condition, mate.
Oh my God. And let me just take a moment too to reiterate again how important Maynard was in that match, because Maynard literally just was able to maintain my focus and just keep me on the path. He knew what the right things to say and how to say it. So major thanks to Maynard. Definitely got a friend for life there. And God, I just out of everything, I just want people to start looking at arm wrestling beyond wins and losses. Okay, this is, in my opinion, if you want the sport to move, you want to get more people excited and involved, we have to take a much bigger look. And I think that's what Arm Wars is doing. It's taking a bigger look at what's going on. What's the story? What's the emotion? Where are these people? Those things are important. And that's what I hope people start realizing, is that it's about, you get the best stuff when you go and you walk right into hell. Just walk straight into it. And Kieran and I, we were just pushing each other off that cliff again and again and again. And I think that we both had an understanding going into that match and during that match that it was this or death. And we got as close as possible.
So, mate, sorry, Jim.
Sorry. I was just going to say, you've not seen it. This first time you've seen it.
First time I've seen it.
Is it as you remember it?
Jesus. Worse. I was at one point when he put his full shoulder in, I was like, oh, okay, that's it then. That's the end.
That was only about 35, 45 seconds in. It was a minute and a half match. It was a 90-second match.
Jesus. I was just like that. Well, no wonder my arm still hurt.
A 90-second sprint is what it was as well.
You'll
see some matches, particularly King's movers and things like that, where there are resting spots. I've been in some long matches where I've had resting spots in the match, and I've been in other less long matches where I'm sprinting from top to tit, and that was what that was. It was a sprint. There was you were at 70% plus for the duration of the match.
Yeah,
as simple as that. We just got a super chat from Craig of Ickland, Swedish Arm Wrestling Television. If you're not a sub, get over there and check it out. Craig, I hope you're well, brother, and thanks for your super chat. He's put, that match reminded me of my Arm Wars match with Chris Rough Waters. Best moment of my life. Mate, that was another banger. Great match. And again, Craig of Ickland, another guy who is the essence of the sport. Bloke loves it. Every day, all day, arm wrestling.
And congratulations, Craig. I believe you just got a hotel sponsorship or something along those lines.
Good for you, brother. That's awesome. White Wolf with a super chat. He's put, who the hell are these guys and how did they get your number? Wankers. And I'm not sure. Fair of them. NWUK1, Uncle John is great. So see you online. Hope you're well. Great match. I agree with White Wolf. We want you back doing your thing. Well, he's going to be back doing his thing. He is definitely coming back over for the Iron House 2 show. And on the 4th of September, John will be kicking off the live. So you get to see him pull a very, very, very big boy who is training very, very hard in Rob Frampton. Rob is training his balls off.
He told me.
He is training his balls off for that match.
I told him to calm down. Just calm down, Rob.
He really is. He's utterly determined, you know. And you know what's cool about that is that Rob's come from strongman, Loz as well. Lawrence Charlie on the card. The both lads are on there. Remember, guys, get over and subscribe to their channel, Rob Frampton and Lawrence Charlie, if you're not already. I can tell you, they are really giving it some. Really giving it.
They know what they're doing. But really, I mean, Rob is really serious as well. He's treating it like a science. He's like he's going for a World's Strongest Man competition.
Oh yeah,
he's
diligently chipping away, everything. Trying to find his feet and trying to get his feet under him before he comes over to this match. He's looking at, you know, he's like he knows he's pulling a much more experienced arm wrestler, and he's very serious about it. So yeah, it's going to be fun, mate. Going to be a lot of fun.
Gonna be I'm pretty excited to just see, you know, the optics of it, right? 205 pounds versus 360 pounds, like that's gonna be pretty wild. And how tall is he? Like 6'4", something like that?
No, he's not that
tall.
No,
he's just it's basically a walking brick shithouse. I mean, he's just as wide as a door. He's literally
somewhere between 5'11" and 6'1".
Yeah,
that kind of.
Yeah,
right.
But I'm looking forward to that match very, very much. I think both of you have good lanes. I think it could be another absolute classic. Endurance is going to be key, I think. I really do.
Yeah. Well, I haven't really, you know, a lot of times when you go into a match, you're like, all right, what is my opponent got? Like, where do I need to put the most of my eggs, right? Is it power? Is it speed? Haven't really been bothering with power, to tell you that much, because I don't think I'm going to get there, boys. So there are eggs in other baskets, and those baskets are filling up quickly. Let me tell you what.
How are the injuries, John? Have you got any?
Oh yeah, totally ruining my life. But when is that different from any other day?
Yeah, I must admit. Yeah, welcome to the show. A couple of guys in the chat just saying, "What do you think of Crazy George?" George Zakowicz is unbelievable arm wrestler.
Yeah,
unbelievable arm wrestler.
He's a freak of nature, isn't he?
So I had the distinct privilege of calling the Canadian Nationals. I was the MC for the whole event, and I was there, and I filmed every single one of George's matches. So I was filming George and commentating George. The dude went undefeated in triple elimination at the Canadian National Championships, right? Like, just undefeated.
The man's remarkable, mate. I mean, he beat Artem Tainov in the Arnolds, for Christ's sake.
And how many thousands of years old is he?
Yeah, 72, 73.
I mean, what are you going to do? He's in his 70s. Jesus Christ, I'd be happy if I'm still arm wrestling in my 70s. At all.
Well, you're not. You stopped already, Neil.
When are we pulling? It's a great feling, though, knowing somebody turns a wheelie bin around and I'm going to fuck you up. It is a good feeling. It's nice. But, yeah. Joking aside, though, George Zakowicz, what an absolute hombre that is. I don't care. It's like when Eddie lifted the 500 and people were saying, yeah, but he did it with straps and all this nonsense. It's like, yeah, but it's 500 kilos. It's half a ton. You know, just try and lift. I don't care how you lift it. Lift it with a frigging forklift. It's heavy. It is heavy. So, yeah. Nothing but love for Zakowicz from me.
So did I hear you say the live event is on the 4th now? Did we switch the date?
We did not switch the date.
Oh, yeah. They switched the...
They sold the venue.
They sold it.
Yeah, literally. We got a message from the hotel and they said, can't do your event anymore. Hotel's been sold.
Got 5 weeks notice.
That's nice. I'm like, okay. So yeah, myself and James on Tuesday night next week, we'll probably be going viewing another venue which we've booked. Looks a great venue. But I was just telling people they can get their tickets. We got between 150 and 200 tickets available for people. So you can get your tickets for the live guys. It's going to be an absolutely stacked card. Some of the matches on there are sick, absolutely venomous. I cannot wait for the left-hander between Frode Haugland and Popescu. Holy shit!
We missed Frode because he didn't make it to the last one. It feels like it's been forever since we've seen him.
Since reality,
a
year.
Yeah, it's what am I going to do? I mean, that guy would have come if he could have come to the Iron House one. The fella's leg was double its normal size. I was genuinely terrified for him.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was really bad. That did not look good at all. I'm like, you ever had that happen before? Because that looks really bad. And then when he got out of hospital and they took him back in and it happened again, I was starting thinking, yeah, what is this? Is it going to be sepsis or what? There was some major issue there. It was a little bit hairy.
Yeah, any normal. If that was me, I'd be trying to get hospitalized. I'd be like, I'm not leaving this hospital till this is fixed. This is really wrong. Yeah, this is not really right. Wrong.
He said every time he put his leg down, it was swelling up again. So yeah, not great at all. Yeah. So the other thing that's exciting about the Iron House 2, guys, obviously we're talking about entertainers in the sport. That guy that has the natural entertainment aspect about their game. The return of the Steel Giraffe, Ambush Nicholas Nanastad is back in the Iron House as well. So cannot wait to get that guy back in the mix. Nanastad is one of my favorite arm wrestlers ever. A guy that won the WAL Hammer left-handed, beating Todd Hutchins and Mike Celiaris respectively in the finals of that event in amazing matches. And he's one of the sort of signature arm wrestlers of the Super Series. Very much like yourself, John. He's been involved in some bangers in that game, mate. Some incredible rounds, particularly with another guy that's going to be in there, Frode Haugland. So you never know. Also, for those of you who don't know, if you've been living under a rock, East versus West is next weekend. One of the biggest matches for me in terms of emotional attachment has got to be Roland Ray and Ryan. I can't wait.
God, have you guys made official predictions about that match yet?
Yeah, I have. I'm not commentating it. So.
Have you put yours out, Neil? I know what it is. You put it out, okay? Yeah,
dude. I mean, look, the favorite going into the match, the favorite is Ryan, without a shadow of a doubt. What's interesting in that respect, for a number of reasons, which I've already sort of articulated a few times, but what I love about this and what does make it interesting is that anybody out there that thinks that Ray can't win, yeah, he can. Yeah, he can. Believe me, he's got to.
Oh,
don't be surprised.
Winning. Ray's winning. I made up my mind.
You've got Ray.
Yeah, and that's because that Ryan's got some karma coming to him. He says he doesn't swear for cats. And I'm a cat guy, and I'm not having it. I'm not having it. You've got some karma coming to you. You're going to get smashed by Ray.
So you're convinced because he said he doesn't swear for cats that he's going to get leathered? I
believe in karma.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And that Latvian karma is coming for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey.
It may.
Don't mess with cats.
No.
Do not mess with cats. But yeah, what a match that's going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the point, though, isn't it? Because if people say, oh, yeah, you look who's on that card. I mean, my God, there are some incredible matches. But if the guys on the card aren't getting the notoriety, perfect example, Bozhidar Simeonov, right? And David Samusha. I mean, what a match that is. Nobody's really talking about it.
Yep.
Unless you're a purist.
But they'll be talking about it after.
I don't know.
If it turns out as good as it is on paper.
Well, when Bet Killy was in there, nobody knew who he was. Everybody's like, and what I'm saying is, if I can get some guys into the Arm Wars Super Series and build that character up so people know who they are, so they have heard from these guys, so they do have an emotional attachment, nobody can tell me that they won't give a shit when Ryan and Ray pull. Of course they will. Because you know the guys, you identify with them. You might think they're great, you might think they're a dick, but you care. You're emotionally invested in it. If you don't have any emotional investment in it, you don't really watch. And that's applicable to all the guys all over the world that aren't really fans of arm wrestling. So the idea of what we're trying to do is to show people who these guys are. You know, that's the whole, that's it. That's the whole ethos, and that's what we're going to continue to try to do. And my problem
these bags under your eyes. This is where it comes from. Trying to do just that.
It really is. Last night I was up till 2 a.m. mucking about with the card, trying to, you're trying to shoot.
Oh, did you go to bed?
Yeah, but you're don't start, mate. You're a vampire. You and Marcus Thompson, you're
Only
one of the original master vampires. We know you don't sleep. I can't wait to meet Marcus Thompson on the off chance that I say to him, dude, how do you sleep? And he'll be like, upside down.
Upside down.
Yeah. Because
awesome.
I will go on I can wake up middle of the night, come home late, fly back from somewhere, go on anybody's live. Marcus Thompson's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Night or day. Might be the beer man. Middle of the goddamn night. Marcus Thompson's in there. Then you wake up and Ozzy's going live, or Ryan, or anybody. John's on there. He's there. The man is not normal. He doesn't need sleep.
Unless he's a day sleeper like me.
You're just a frigging weirdo.
I just work at night because people leave you alone.
I literally spent 4 or 5 days with you and didn't see you sleep once.
Yeah, he's a weirdo, John.
Yeah, but not in the house. In the house, there's literally no time. Like three or 4 hours, 4 hours tops a night.
Let me tell you,
but you can't do it. You can't do that for more than 4 days. It breaks you.
When you go into somebody's
it really
flat
breaks you,
and they've got that many candles and a Spanish guitar on the wall, you know they're a fucking weirdo. That's what all I'm saying.
I've got 3 candles, and I don't even own a Spanish guitar. I've got 2 regular acoustic guitars. Although I could play you a bit of flamenco if you want.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Next time we come round, I'll light a candle. You wear that vest. I'll light a candle.
Hey, no.
Let's make baby.
Look at that. Now then. Swedish Arm Wrestling Television with another super chat. Nana Stad. I love this. Brilliant. Nana Stad beat Alan Makiev as well, which is remarkable because that's about. He's got a number of amazing wins on his resume, brother. A number. White Wolf with a super chat. Did the Canadian Department of Mental Health certify George as crazy? You know, they very well could have done because he is as mad as a box of frogs. And
well, look. Let me tell you this real quick. 2017, I'm at the Arnold Classic. I wander over to the Dairy Queen that's outside of our hotel. And who's sitting there eating a chocolate sundae? Crazy George Zakowicz. He's got one shoe on. He's got a bag with duct tape. And his shoe, the sole of his shoe has been duct taped onto his foot. I'm like, George, it looks like you need a new shoe. And he says, I got duct tape. I don't need a new shoe. 2007.
Why buy shoes in the first place?
What a guy.
Why wear clothes? Just go to duct tape.
He's amazing. He's a unique individual. And White Wolf's just put on there, they prefer to be called insane. Or was it an arm wrestling certification? I believe it was an arm wrestling certification, mate. Mm-hmm. Crazy George. I think the guys in his club gave him that moniker. Because I know the first time that I saw him do that move, really, was probably Virginia Beach 96. He wasn't actually the first guy to do the Kings. He was not the originator of the Kings. There was guys doing it before him, actually. One of Engin's mates. We're not going to get into that. But yeah, Russian arm wrestler.
On certain locations.
Are you trying to say that the Kings move come from Engin?
No,
originally.
No.
Because that would be poetic.
No, James. No, James. You don't understand. James. You don't understand, mate. No. This guy had been pulling the King's move for 15 years, and then he chased Engin in the same weight class. He threw the move onto Engin in Italy in 2001.
And now we know why Engin don't like Devon.
Yeah, he got the full brunt of the Enigma of Rage, mate. And let me tell you, that was a special time, that event. Myself and Engin had a great event over there. It was fantastic. We both won the Worlds over there. Great times. It's funny, I was out on the lake. It was on Lacca di Garda in Italy. And the morning after the Worlds, we'd been out. I'd only been back to the bedroom and it wasn't asleep, you know what I'm saying? For a little while.
Washing your hands.
2-hour shower. And no, my wife was with me, mate. I went out. I was on the banks of the Lac of the Garda, just chilling, looking out over the lake. It was a stunning place. And I'm thinking, I felt like the weight of the world had come off my shoulders. I've been second so many times, got so many silver medals, and then you tilt it the first time, and it was just great. And who should come walking down the hotel steps? Well, the Enigma of Rage. Didn't say a goddamn word. Just looked at me. I looked at him. Little wink. He came, stood right at the side of me, and we spent about 10 minutes, said call, just looking out over the lake. Both champion of the world. Good times, mate.
That's a good moment.
Nice.
Yeah, it was
nice.
It was nice. We were just beautiful summer morning. Nice. Good times. Yeah, those are the moments, mate. Let me tell you right now. But that was quite an event over there. One of the best. It really was. Well, there's another guy. Talking about entertainers. What a unique character Engin Terzi was. Is and was. I mean, now he's calm. But in his day, when that guy was a young man, I mean,
Lunatic.
he was absolutely fury unbound, mate, let me tell you.
I love that version of Engin. By far my favorite.
Oh, my God, he was venom.
Killer.
Absolutely. Raw as hell, mate.
Yeah.
He was amazing. But hand and wrist, ridiculous. Cobra Rhodes in his day had an aura, that came into the room 10 minutes before the man himself. Just fantastic. Sharon Remes. There's been so many. I mean, Maynard Nentjes, we talked about you. If you are in a room with Maynard, I don't care who you are, you become aware very quickly that you're in the presence of a special bloke.
Time and space tend to, there's like a blur around Maynard all the time because his pure physique and animal magnetism is bending time to its own will.
And he's a funny dude as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Seriously funny.
Seriously funny, witty, intelligent, articulate bloke. And when he's at his absolute best is when his brother Hendrik is there. When Hendrik is over there, it's like the ghost in the darkness. Those two guys are just a fantastic double act.
Yeah.
So much fun, over so many years. Hendrik's great. The General, Hendrik Nentjes, if you're watching, love you, brother. What a guy. Really is. Absolutely.
The memory I've got most of, besides obviously the table stuff, is I think he used to use so the Iron House had two kitchens. Had the main kitchen with the big table and all pullers would congregate there and socialise and everything else, and then we had the other kitchen which was by the interview room with all my gear in it. And at least 4 times a day, I'd come out of that door and he'd be there by himself with his packet of biscuits, just escaping. And we'll just have a little chat. It's just, yeah, and that's what I remember most about him, because it was like, yeah, he was the only one who'd kind of snuck off, and he just discovered that he could come in there, make himself a brew, don't have to, deal with people and all the rest of it. But then when you see him socially, he looks so comfortable. So I don't know, but it was just nice to see.
Well, look, I think that's
but
what
nobody else is allowed in my kitchen.
Well, I got to switch batteries out every once in a while. So I got to.
Yeah. You're a good man.
But one of the things that I think, is maybe lost still on people that are just watching some of the Arm Wars stuff is how special it is as an athlete to be there and to go through the process with everyone. Because you look at it and you got 500-600 years of arm wrestling experience in one room, some of the baddest dudes that exist. And you can literally have special moments with each one. And I know some people aren't into that and they're just like, brr, 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 brr. Special, hilarious, funny moments that I will never forget in my life with some of the most notorious names in the sport. That is, if you are an arm wrestler, that is what you should really, really go to Arm Wars for. Go have your great match, but don't miss the moments, because goddamn, never laughed so hard in my life. Ridiculous.
You know what I think is, it does make it absolutely original, like nothing else. Is obviously there's lots of arm wrestling events, who have lots of big names there, but there's also lots of other people there. There's family, there's fans, there's all the rest of it. In that house,
just us.
I mean, I was the only. Well, I'm not a non-arm wrestler, but I'm certainly the least experienced arm wrestler by a long margin in that house. Everybody, bar me, was a pro, high-level arm wrestler, and most of them are elite arm wrestlers. That's it. Nobody else.
Yeah.
Great.
Very intimidating when you go up there and arm wrestle because they're all laser focused on you, right? Like, it's fine to go to your county fair and look a fool in front of Grammy and Pop Pop, but these are boys who are watching you very, very carefully. And so that is another factor that kind of goes into the whole experience of it. And it's incredibly special, I think.
Yeah, the residual level in the room and the camaraderie in the room was very unique, very, very special, very unique, very different from anything I've ever experienced before. It really was. It was unusual. And everybody commented on that. When we came out afterwards, everybody's like, shit, that was different. The whole atmosphere, you know, like you say, guys from different cultures, from the States, from the Baltics, from Australia, you name it, all corners of the world. And everybody agreed it was just different. It had a unique feel about the place. I actually think this next one's going to be different again. Different house.
Yes.
Actually, different houses. It's not just one house. So it's going to be very interesting. We've got two houses this time around. And I'm still trying to bring in, James always gets mad because we end up with more arm wrestlers than we plan to have. You know, he's like, oh, you've done an hanging. We end up with, you know, you think
I have said that line several times.
You just said, oh, you brought too many guys in, you know, even before Engin got carried away. I'm actually glad that Engin started to do it as well, just to show what it's like when you're obsessed. Because now James is getting, oh, it's that shit. Engin has that problem as well. You can't help it.
You kind of need it, though. You know, you were saying this prior to the event, and you was right about it. I mean, it does make it an extra struggle, obviously, from my side of things. But having those options when things go a little bit awry or something, you know, just having them options to mix, match, you know, so two guys may have come in the house, not a match for each other. One of them has a screamer, another one has an easy match. Now they're a match for each other. Do you know what I mean? Just seeing all that at play, just seeing how you can see you're doing it all the time. Okay. And then the next day you'll go, right, I'm going to throw these two together. And then we have a screamer. And you can't really do that without them.
The crossover opportunity on this next one is stupid. I mean, we got guys coming in here that are just, horrible bastards.
Well, the thing I'm most looking forward to with this one is it's a bit of a hybrid of the two events we've done in this kind of rebirth of Arm Wars. It's because we're going to have an audience, we're going to have fans. I can't wait to, you know, meet all these guys in the chat. And then we get to do Arm Wars. We get to do Iron House. So yeah, can't wait. Really
going to be awesome. We got Aussie arm wrestler. I believe you know this guy, John. Jake Ward in the house, ladies and gents. Get over there, get subbed. He's put just caught up. Wow. Round King 5. Uncle John, Kieran, Neil and James, thank you for that match. We're screaming from my couch. Quality match. Ready, bang. Mate.
So regarding that, we will be releasing, obviously, to the Arm Wars members, the raw version of that, which is there's a lot more that didn't go into it because, of course, we have a time constraint to squeeze the film in, like between 25 and half an hour. And obviously, there was a lot to talk about in the match. So there's quite a lot of stuff that kind of went on that didn't make it in because there was so much great stuff, great rounds. There was a lot of stuff that didn't make it into the cut. So for the members, there's a treat there. But I will also, over the next week or so, I will just cut round 5.
Yeah,
and we will put that out as a solo round.
In round 5, early on, when I brought him within like an inch of the pad, that inch will haunt me forever. I mean, it was so.
If you could go back now, would you get it?
Huh?
if you could go back now and change it and get that
Well,
pin, because that was only like 30 seconds in.
Lose so much. You lose the entire match if that would have been right.
Yeah, but it might have gone to a silver bullet. You might have won the whole thing. It could have still been a great match. Yeah.
My favorite comment on the day was from Kieran, when Kieran said, "Mate, I'm really sorry about round 6. I wanted to go just as hard in them, but I'm absolutely fucked." I was like, "Oh, that's quite." He just have no. He's like, "No, that's it."
Yeah.
When he puts across, he drove across at you halfway through. You watch the match back. He gets you, almost get him, and then he drove across the pad and bone lined you. That was pivotal.
Yeah. But how long did it take him to pin him even after he got that bone line? It was still another 35, 40 seconds.
Absolutely.
Just crazy from both sides. Kieran froth coming out of his mouth.
Yeah. Look, if anybody
fantastic.
And as to the reality, we were really dead. Like we were dead for hours afterwards.
Hours. Night when you were on the couches. When we came in, he was both of you. What's absolutely bollocks. Funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that was quality. So we got NWUK 1. He's put round 5 of Armwrestling's version of Gatti versus Ward round 9. It really was. Absolutely stupid match, mate. And
blow for blow, toe to toe.
You'll do a lot of arm wrestling matches before you beat what you did there. Mark Figueira in the house, mate. Great to see you, Mark. One of our mates from over in Dubai, Mark Figueira, great bloke, Dubai-based lad. Bought us drinks when we were out there at the King of the Table. Thanks for tuning in and checking us out, mate.
Awesome. He runs a tennis school, if anyone's interested in Dubai.
Yes, he does.
Check him out, yeah.
The irony,
good guy.
At Wars, we've got tennis courts. No joke. Tennis courts at this house that we're going in. Can't believe it. So, Adam C. Tenske, just watched the latest Arm Wars. Thank you all. Round 5, John F. Cancel culture. Your fans love you. And of course, we love you, Neil. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate your support. We're not going to be on here for much longer, guys, but I want to say thank you to everybody who's taken time to tune in, check out the show tonight. As I say, wanted to really drop in here and just speak to you, whether you were entertained by that. We thought it was a really good match. We thought that it was a good example of what we're trying to achieve with Arm Wars as well, in terms of not necessarily the biggest names in the game, but the essence of what the sport is about. The character, the desire, what it means to these lads, guys going balls out. As I say, the fact that those lads got standing ovation from 18 of the best arm wrestlers in the world says it all. They saw what they saw that day, and it was a great match. It was fantastic.
Look, from here on out, I will only ever ask of my opponent what I am capable of giving. And if you're wondering what I'm capable of giving, watch that match. That's it. That's what I'm going to go with every single time. And if you're not wanting to destroy yourself in that manner, then we're just different people. It's not going to work out, because for me, that is the fix. That is the hit. That is the drug of choice right there. And I've been living off of that for like 6 months now. And I think about it every time I try to move my elbow a little bit.
It is.
Kevin says he still feels it. Yeah. Kevin was down here, a month ago?
It is special. There's something, I mean, I'll never forget with Nanastad and Frodo Hoagland had just unbelievable matches. They had a match at the Trafford Centre. I think it may have been in Acid Rain. It was either Acid Rain or Mighty Quest. And it was obscene. Just an unbelievable, screaming, career-ending death war of a match. And those lads went balls out. They drew 3-3. That was the result of the match. It finished 3-3. It's one of the best arm wrestling matches I have ever seen in my life. It's definitely top 3 that I've ever seen. Absolutely unbelievable. And what was most magnificent about that was after the match, watching the reaction of the guys to each other. The absolute high that they were on. For the rest of the weekend, they didn't give a. They were on cloud 9. They just were loving it. They didn't give a toss whether they won, lost, couldn't care less. They were buzzing. They were on a cloud and they could not be brought off that. And it was fantastic. And then a couple of years later, I watched Yoshinobu Kanai and Ron Bath have exactly the same situation. They didn't even speak the same language, but the interaction was identical to what I'd seen with Froda and Nanastad.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, as a fan of this game and a lifer in the sport, that's it, mate.
Yeah.
That's it, you know, what it's all about.
I highly recommend the drug. Everybody take the drug. It's very good. Very good.
Very, 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 very interesting approach to the sport. It depressurizes the sport for you. I think if you can go into matches with that kind of feeling, I actually think your results will go up. You take away a lot of the sort of fear and nerves of the win-loss thing. And just go in there knowing that you're going to go absolutely red line every single time you can. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But don't leave anything, you know. And that's what it's all about. Guys, let's. We're not going to stay on here much longer. I'll probably jump off now. But I just wanted to say thanks to you two, both of you, genuinely. James, you've had a terrible few weeks, mate. That was a magnificent film. Thank you very much for your efforts, mate. It was mega.
Thank you to the guys for giving me great content to work with. And, you know, we have some more great matches coming.
They're coming.
There's still more. Ready to come out in the next few weeks.
We got more coming. And as we head into the Iron House 2, which is no longer away now, guys, you know, we're 4 or 5 weeks away from that. We got a great series of events coming up for arm wrestling. East versus West next weekend, buzzing my ears. I'm gutted. I'm really happy I'm doing the Giants Cardiff show, but I'm also gutted that I'm going to be not able to watch that live. It's sickening.
Why are you not? I thought you were just going to say you're gutted you can't go, but
no. Well, I'm presenting on. I'm that night. I'm in Cardiff Arena, so it is what it is. Nothing I can do. I'll be presenting the World Deadlift Championships for Giants Live over in Cardiff, which I love. I wouldn't change that for the world. It's amazing. But as soon as I get home,
so what are you going to do? Are you going to shut yourself off to the world and not find out? And because when you was in, you called me after the can't remember what event you was at. You was at one of them, and you was like, no, don't tell me anything. Don't tell me anything. And then 20 seconds later, you went, well, so what happened in that match? And what happened in that match? It's
because I couldn't get internet in the hotel, but my plan is to try to. The problem is now there's a popularity within the sport that people are coming up to me at the shows and saying, oh, what about this? What about this? So I'm going to try to keep out of the way of the results, try to avoid checking the results. When I get back to the hotel after, I'm going to grab myself a beer and I'm going to try and check out the East versus West and pull a late nighter. That's what the plan is, guys, but we will see. We'll see.
Probably shouldn't have said that on a public forum. Now people are going to troll you with the results.
Like to be. Can always turn the phone off. We'll see what happens. But guys, listen, let's get off here. I want to say a thanks to everybody at Super Chatted tonight, and thanks for everybody that just came and checked out the show. Please get over there and like the film. Have a look at the film. We hope you enjoy it. Show your families. That's what I'd like you to do. Show people who are non-arm wrestlers as well. Just let them see it. And see what they think. Really interested to see what they think. We just had a last minute, for those of you in the who can hear my sons beating the living crap out of each other upstairs. I think they're moving into round 3 at this point in time. I'll have to go and split them
until they get to round 5.
Yeah, when you got 2 boys, that's what happens. Oh, they're going for it. Let me tell you, breaking my house. So Michael Todd version 24.0. I'm ready for 11. My last matches I wasn't training right. I'm training like I used to now. I know I can beat him with my pronation. There you go. Guys, it's been emotional. Everybody in the chat will be on the fix Sunday night. We hope to see you then. James, John, thanks for taking the time, guys. Until we see you next time, ladies and gents, give us a like, give us a share, subscribe to the channel, please, before you run away. And until we see you on Sunday, take it easy, peeps.